Virginia Woolf's perspective on motherhood in To The Lighthouse. Virginia Woolf's perspective on motherhood in To The Lighthouse. Virginia Woolf, a prominent figure in the modernist literary movement, delved into the complexities of human experiences and relationships in her novel To The Lighthouse. Among the various themes explored in the novel, the concept of motherhood stands out as a significant and thought-provoking element. A reflection of society's expectations. Set in the early 20th century, To The Lighthouse provides a window into the societal norms and expectations that surrounded women, particularly in their roles as mothers. Mrs. Ramsay, the matriarch of the Ramsay family, embodies the traditional image of a nurturing and self-sacrificing mother. She is portrayed as the epitome of maternal love, dedicating herself to the well-being and happiness of her children and husband. Her role is deeply ingrained in maintaining the household and providing emotional support, reflecting the prevailing gender roles of the time. Woolf presents the challenges and pressures faced by women like Mrs. Ramsay who had to conform to societal expectations while suppressing their personal aspirations. The character's internal monologues reveal her internal conflict between fulfilling her maternal duties and longing for a life beyond domestic responsibilities. This conflict mirrors Woolf's own observations and critiques of the limitations imposed on women by patriarchal norms. The joys and sacrifices of motherhood. While highlighting the societal constraints, Woolf also explores the intrinsic joys and sacrifices that come with motherhood. Through Mrs. Ramsay's interactions with her children and her thoughts, the novel captures the tender moments of maternal affection. The love and care she showers upon her children, especially her youngest son James, evoke a deep emotional connection that transcends societal expectations. The sacrifices she makes, often unnoticed, for the comfort and happiness of her family members underline the selflessness inherent in the role of a mother. James's yearning for his mother's approval and attention underscores the emotional impact of maternal presence. His obsession with the trip to the lighthouse, a trip that holds a significant symbolic meaning in the novel, is emblematic of his longing for the maternal figure. This portrayal serves as a testament to the profound influence that mothers can have on their children's emotional and psychological development. Challenging conventional notions. Lily resists conforming to the traditional roles set for women in society. Her struggle to establish herself as an artist and her decision to remain unmarried challenge the expectations that women should prioritize marriage and motherhood above personal ambitions. Lily's interactions with Mrs. Ramsay offer a glimpse into their differing perspectives. While Mrs. Ramsay embraces the traditional roles and values, Lily grapples with her own uncertainties and questions. Lily's unfinished painting, which she struggles to complete throughout the novel, becomes a symbol of her quest for self-expression and identity beyond societal norms. In doing so, Lily becomes a representation of Woolf's own feminist ideals and her belief in women's right to individuality and independence. The absence and presence of mothers. The motif of absence and presence is a recurring theme in To The Lighthouse, and it extends to the concept of motherhood as well. The sudden death of Mrs. Ramsay highlights the void left by her absence and the profound impact she had on her family members. This absence triggers a series of emotional realizations and reflections, revealing the significance of maternal influence even after death. Simultaneously, the physical absence of a lighthouse trip, which was once postponed due to Mrs. Ramsay's hesitations, reflects the gap between expectations and reality. The unfulfilled promise of the trip becomes a metaphor for the unattainable ideals and societal expectations placed on women, and mothers in particular. Conclusion. Virginia Woolf's exploration of motherhood in To The Lighthouse is a rich tapestry woven with various threads of emotion, societal critique, and personal reflection. Through the characters of Mrs. Ramsay and Lily Briscoe, she examines the complexities of maternal roles, shedding light on the joys, sacrifices, and limitations that come with it. The novel challenges the traditional expectations placed upon women while acknowledging the enduring emotional impact of maternal figures. Woolf's portrayal of Mrs. Ramsay as both a product of her time and an individual with personal aspirations demonstrates the intricacies of navigating societal roles. The contrast between Mrs. Ramsay and Lily Briscoe presents readers with alternative perspectives on womanhood and motherhood, underscoring the importance of individuality and choice. A fluid sense of time and memory. Woolf's unique narrative style in To The Lighthouse contributes to the exploration of motherhood by blurring the lines between past and present. The novel is divided into 3 parts: The Window, Time Passes, and The Lighthouse. This structure allows Woolf to delve into the characters' inner lives and memories, providing insights into their experiences of motherhood that are not limited by chronological order. In Time Passes, Woolf captures the passage of time and its effect on the Ramsay family in the summer house. The absence of Mrs. Ramsay and the changes that occurred during this period signify the transience of life and the impermanence of societal roles. The notion of motherhood becomes entwined with the passage of time, showing that the responsibilities and expectations associated with it can evolve over the years. Maternal figures and identity. The theme of motherhood extends beyond biological mother-child relationships in the novel. Other characters also assume maternal roles in different ways. For instance, Mr. Ramsay, while not the conventional nurturing figure, also plays a role in shaping the lives of his children. His intellectual influence and emotional distance impact their development, reflecting how father figures can also impact the understanding of motherhood. Additionally, the character of Lily Briscoe grapples with her own interpretation of motherhood as she contemplates her painting. The act of creation, often described as a mothering process, highlights the nurturing aspect of artistic expression. The shift in perspective. As the novel progresses, there is a noticeable shift in perspective regarding motherhood. The initial portrayal of Mrs. Ramsay as the quintessential mother figure gives way to a more nuanced understanding of her complexities. Lily's growing realization of Mrs. Ramsay's limitations and inner struggles humanizes her beyond her maternal role. This shift highlights the multidimensionality of women and mothers, emphasizing that their identities encompass more than societal roles. A contemporary lens on motherhood. Woolf's exploration of motherhood in To The Lighthouse continues to resonate with contemporary readers.